Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore, and today we are discussing the series of two planet conjunction. And when two planets conjunct and they are placed in kendras, that is quadrants from the ascendant, the first, the fourth, the seventh, and the 10th houses. I have been now somewhere in the midway, that is, I have started from sun, moon, sun, Mercury, sun, Mars, etc. Finished the sun series, the moon series, and now I am doing the Mars series. So if you go back and search in my classes, you will get all those two planetary conjunctions in Kendras. So I think we have done it with regard to, we have put that class attachment out, particularly classified. Yes. So we all know that we need to understand the significations of both the planets in detail and only then understand what happens when these two planets come into conjunction. So today we are discussing Mars and Jupiter. I have done Mars and Mercury in the previous two classes. If you go back, you can see that. You can watch that. So Mars, a planet, particularly in this video, I would want to say that Mars is a planet with extreme determination. So when I say determination, that means whether it is for a good cause, a bad cause, or for any other cause. When Mars gets that particular determination because of its position and strength, the native will never deter from his goal. He will not get distracted. So, extreme focus. So, they will not go here and there like the Mercury. Mercury is the most distracted planet. Along with Moon, it gets into extreme distraction and hence mental fluctuations and all these emotional problems people face with Moon Mercury combinations if they are malefically posited. Here, a determined Mars, which is a warrior, as we say that if you give a command and the soldier directly performs it without even asking why. So Mars never does insubordination. And that is why it is called as the commandant general or the warrior or the soldier. So depending on different ranks or strength of Mars, a person will also go into those strengths of the army. Such a Mars is now along with an advisory council chairman. We call it Jupiter. So he is planning commission chief. So now that sort of a Jupiter who does not want to do any action, does not want to go in the hot sun, wants to sit in a place, give advices to the king or the ministers. Nowadays, kings are all ministers only. So give advice to them. And his advices are extremely good because it comes out of good wisdom. So this Jupiter now, who only talks but does not do anything, is now along with a planet who always wants to do and talks less. Such a beautiful combination of brains and capability, both together. So this is a Raja Yoga combination in which a native can do wonderful, perform very well. They are very good friends. So three planets who are male planets and friends are Sun, Mars, and Jupiter. So when I say conjunction, the conjunction should be not within a degree. So why it should not be in a degree? Though they are friends, they go through something called as a conflict when they are within 1 degree. This has been explained in Tajaka. Nilakanta Jyotishi has explained in Tajak Nilakanta as Purna Itasala Yoga. That is an event which will happen immediately when planets are very close to each other, that is within 1 degree. But here we are not talking of an event. We are talking about the particular conjunction and the result for a lifetime, not about events. In Tajika system, they take the Varshapala concept, that is, they take the ingress of the sun, make a chart for that particular year, and they see where the planets are posited. Whether it is in 1 degree, you get the Purna Itasala Yoga. But here, it is the natal chart itself, the zodiac. So, the conjunction should be somewhere in safe distance, like let us say 3 degrees to 8 degrees, a fantastic conjunction which will actually give you full results. Let us go to the first house, because we are dealing with the first, fourth, seventh, and 10th houses only. So let us go to the first house. A person with both logical interpretation and wisdom to implement it in the society. So he will not keep everything to himself. That is what is Jupiter. And Mars also is not at all a selfish planet. It is for always for service. That is why Mars is the signifier for the sixth house. There are only two signifiers for the sixth house, that is Saturn and Mars. Both are service oriented planets, no selfishness. So, the second important point here is that, let us say if a person has gone through some operation like open heart surgery or some operations of fractures, joining of the bones, and he has gone through nuts and bolts and rods inside. These things happen because of mishaps. You need to go to the doctor. But where does this particular combination come into effect? The mishap might have happened in some other planetary period, but if this planetary period is running after that, Mars or Jupiter within the major period or the minor period, that is the Antardasha or Pratyantardasha, then the recovery of the patient or the native after surgery is fast. It is good. Going to the next point, they will get excellent promotions in the major or sub periods of both these planets. Strong personality with positions in the government will never call it off. See, that is the determination of Mars. They will never call it off and will show strong perseverance to finish what they have started. So, what a solid combination of two planets in the first house. Going to the fourth house and the results of the fourth house, this is a result which can happen throughout life whenever Mars and Jupiter keep coming in the major Sabdasha or Sub-Sabdasha, that is Mahadasha, Antardasha or Pratyantardasha. So for the fourth house, social network will be strong and good for the person. Wealthy with ample property, very good property, because you have two planets of real estate sitting in the fourth house, which is the house which governs real estate and property making or houses. So acquiring property would be easy for these people. They are God fearing, strong with traditional values, will never go against parents or their wishes, but will stand with what is right and will never stand with what is wrong. Will respect elders and their aspirations. Good yoga for vehicles and other conveyances, and also for those who are having, aspirations to have entrepreneurship or shops or big industries in automobile industry. They can do wonderfully well, because Jupiter represents heavy automobiles and Mars represents automobiles with fast, sturdy in nature. So all these MTBs Mars represents, and all these trucks, semis, that is what is represented by Jupiter. Going to the seventh house, skill in agriculture, forestry, adventurous sports. So when I am talking about agriculture and why Mars should do agriculture, Mars is Bhumi Putra. So as per our mythical texts, Mars has come out of Earth, or let us say Earth when it was in the gaseous state and it was becoming Earth. because of some turbulation, Mars, some part of the gas went and became Mars. That is what is called as Bhumiputra. So Mars is also a part of Earth. That's what is seen in the mythical texts or our Puranas. I will not call them mythical texts. Mythical means always people think that they are all stories of some fairy tales. No. Puranas. Puranas are those which have been coming to us from many, many generations. So, how much is true, how much is history which is manipulated, we all know in our recent Puranas also, which have been written by many ruling, kingdoms. They manipulate. But anyway, agriculture, because it is pertaining to the earth, and whenever we talk about earthwork, we talk about three planets: Sun, Mars, and Mercury. And Mars, major, it controls the earthwork. Forestry and adventurous sports, because Mars is the planet for adventurous sports. Can have business in hospitality department, tough married life. So this is the third point, because it's the seventh house and we have planets of heavy proportion in sitting in the seventh house. That is Jupiter. Jupiter in the seventh house usually does not give a easy marriage. It makes the marriage more like responsibility, sometimes obligation, sometimes because we are married, so let us be together, kind of a situation. So can have problems in speculation and day-to-day trading, regular trading, if there is a weak Jupiter and a Mars. But if it is strong and well placed, and the fifth house is having good points, Bhavabala points, there can be very good strength in investments. Strong bonding with family members. This is a very important point for Jupiter and Mars in the fourth house. Sorry, seventh house, not the fourth house. Because seventh house means Mars is aspecting the second house through its eighth aspect, which is very good. Going to the 10th house, that is the Dharma Karma Sthana. Righteous actions are seen in the 10th house because it is the Karma Sthana. An acclaimed engineer in, very good industries, like large scale industries. I'm not talking about small factories, large scale industries, huge industries. He'll be a very, very strong acclaimed engineer, known for his skillful inputs, talented technical, conflict solving, problem solving acumen, because he will be expert in his field, whatever field he has done in engineering, like mechanical, civil, because of Mars, mechanical because of Mars, Jupiter, and architectural. So he will be very good in his field, even electrical and electronics, because Mars gives our the provides in electrical field. Will rise up to the level of CEO if it is sitting in the 10th house strongly, will be known in his circles and beyond. So that is the strength of this placement. That is, he will not be only confined to the company or the industry. His varchas, what we call as the tejas, that is his. What is varchas and tejas in English? Suddenly I tell some Sanskrit word, it is little, it is like he will be a beacon. His strength will have spread across industries, and he will be known. He'll be a known figure. So very wealthy and lives a commanding luxurious life, because he Jupiter wants to have an exorbitant big functions, big houses, palatial houses, a good spread of food. So Jupiter loves all these things, and it's along with Mars, who is fearless. So let us do it. So he will be like, Jupiter also gets influenced because of Mars. So we need to see who is more dominant and who is recessive in this combination. If Jupiter is dominant, he will become an army general who will not go to the war field and go in the front with the gun, but he will be a tactical strategy master. But if Mars is in the front, he would not want to sit along with Jupiter always. He wants to go to the field. He is the person who will tell that I will also be there and I will do the strategy in the battlefield. I don't want to sit in my AC room and do it. So there is a lot of difference when you talk about Mars and Jupiter and you put them together. So thank you very much for today's class.